Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ambassadorial Wing. And I am your host, the Ambassador, and this evening we are going to be delving into a great comedic classic, a bit of British humor from our friends across the pond, as they like to say over in the Isles, Monty Python, the Holy Grail. And this evening I have got with me classic comics, Sir Nerdlot and Katie Star. We'll have at least one or two more people join us down the road and everything, but we'll go ahead and get some introductions, and then we will delve into this. And as always, and it's been a little while, ladies first.
What am I supposed to talk about? I mean, other than that.
just introduce yourself and your channel and all that good stuff.
Oh, okay then. All right. And my channel is your show hole. I concentrate on things that are not mainstream. I do movie reviews. Basically, I'm trying to find the gem in the rough, hidden on the different streaming platforms. What's good? What's bad? What's mediocre? That's me.
Okay, I'll go next, I guess. Classic Comics here. My channel, I cover comics, obviously. Also cover their genre, TV, film, that sort of thing.
And Sir Nerdlot, you don't have a channel yet, I don't think.
Well, I do have one. I only have uploaded one single video.
Oh, that's right. You have. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I just got that filmed off of my phone. I'm still working on trying to get a webcam and stuff. I just got a nice mic. Starting to build all the things I need to get that channel going.
Outstanding. Yeah, I am glad you're able to join us tonight, sir.
I do appreciate you having me on. This is my first time live streaming. Ready to get into this hilarious movie.
Yes, absolutely. So without further ado, we will let's just dive. You know me, I don't believe in preamble or sitting on ceremony. Let's just dive in. And I'll give my initial thoughts, and then we'll just we'll go around the horn and we'll share our thoughts on this movie, favorite scenes, actors, the whole shooting match. Hey, Speaker, good to see you, sir. Glad you could pop into the chat. I had not... The first time I actually saw this film was actually in high school, which was 20-some-odd years ago. And it was my sophomore year. I was taking a advanced placement European history class, and the teacher was actually out for the day. And he had this movie sitting on his shelf in the classroom, and we were like, can we watch My Python? And the sub is like, well, this actually is about European history in a manner of speaking. So yeah, sure. And I had never seen this movie. I had never heard of it. Nothing. And we got through the biggest. It took us a couple of days and everything because unfortunately the teacher was out and everything. They were sick and everything for a few days. And I had never laughed so hard in my whole life. And when we finally got a VCR at home, and we got a membership to Blockbuster, I was like, I gotta rent this movie. I have got to rent this movie and watch it again because I know there's stuff I missed. And I know for a lot of people, British humor is not their thing, but I fell in love with British humor because I myself have a very dry, very sometimes sarcastic sense of humor, as some people will attest to. Those that have streamed with me in the past and those that know me outside of the internet. And I was like, this was just a go-to movie for me. And it has been ever since. I finally got a copy of it a couple of years ago on Blu-ray, and I was just absolutely thrilled to death. just absolutely thrilled to death. So, but yeah, the cast, the humor, the characters, just all of it was just top notch, in my opinion. So, guys, I'll open up the floor and everything. And we all got to say.
I'll go first. Very similar. In high school, I don't actually remember where I first saw Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but I remember rewatching it and rewatching it and rewatching it, where all of these scenes, we would sit in the stands during football games, and I was in marching band, and we would sit there and just not watch the football game, but we'd be quoting all these scenes from Monty Python, and it almost became a game where, you know, last person that couldn't finish the quote or whatever, you know, they would lose. But yeah, I mean, all these scenes, there's so many scenes in here that are just iconic, basically.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
The Black Knight. All the politics.
Oh yeah. Oh, we'll definitely get into that here in a little while. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. We will get into that. So, Katie, how about you?
I remember the first time I watched Monty Python because it was me and my dudes. In high school, I hung out with dudes. I didn't hang out with girls. Girls were so I was with my D&D group, and I mentioned something about Yellowbeard, and they didn't know what I was talking.
Yes.
Game we had this exchange of movies. I showed them Yellowbeard, and then they showed me Monty Python, and we had so much fun. I cannot remember laughing so hard, and it wasn't just the movie, it was the characters. It was the characters, because after you D&D, some of these characters, you've met them before. Brady, Sir Robin, you
Absolutely.
have met this dude. So that's the reason why, because it was with my D&D group. You know, you can't get any more better than that. And it was always song. It always happened at every what. I know the coconut thing has nothing to do with this movie, but it has everything to do with just Monty Python in. So, just that's all I have to say about that, I think.
Okay. Classics, what about you?
Well, similar to all of you, I first saw the film in high school. I think I saw it on cable. But like Kathy, I was big into Dungeons and Dragons, and back then it was almost like a rite of initiation to see Monty Python and the Holy Grail if you were into RPGs. And yeah, it's of their films, it's my favorite one. And like Sir Nerdalot said, it's very quotable.
Yeah. Run away!
It's a killer. So
we designed a shrubbery.
You almost cut down the tallest tree in the forest with a. Oh, and okay. And this movie does not start off as atypical as most movies do, because even the credits the opening credits are hilarious because at first it starts off in English and then it goes into gibberish. I think it goes into Welsh or something. And
It's
I'm like,
Norwegian or Swedish.
or the
something.
Norwegian. And then they're talking about people being sacked, which is their term for being fired. And I thought, the first time I heard that, I was like, people get stuck in sacks? Seriously? And somebody explained to me, oh, no, that's just what they mean by somebody got fired. And I finally heard it in Harry Potter when they're talking to Hagrid. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what being sacked means. You got fired. You got let go. You got... Speaker, you're killing me.
And then the credits turn into an advertisement.
Into a psychedelic nightmare, and you're like, if you were tripping on something, you'd be like, whoa,
llamas,
deep, man, so deep. No, obviously, I never did anything like that. So, but, and then of course you've got the introduction of our hero, Arthur Pendragon, King of the Britons. Well, who's a Briton? Well, we all are. We're all Britons. And I'm your king.
King of the
we don't have a king. We're a narcos, a citrocratic commune. He's like, help! I'm being repressed. Help! And of course, he's like, one of the villagers is like, oh, he must be royalty. How can you tell? He's not covered in
shit all over him.
Yeah, he's not covered in shit. But yeah, and of course you've got his little. You've got the coconuts. Cloppity, 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 and they're all riding around like.
They appear in a lot of the Monty Python movie of this in the Flying Circus.
Yeah, but in this case, it's coconuts. It's not pineapples.
Yeah, I actually haven't watched much of the Flying Circus.
Oh, you're missing something.
I know. But it did introduce me to other British shows like Spaced with Simon Pegg.
Mm-hmm.
His British show. It's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And Black Books with I forget what his name is. It's a British comedy though. That I probably would have never watched if I would have never seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail. But
originally, Monty Python led me to Black Adder.
Yeah. I've heard of, and I've heard that is hysterical as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I think for a lot.
Well, I mean, really,
I think for
funny,
a lot.
Oh yeah.
But the great thing about this movie is, I think for a lot of people, it was their introduction to British television and British humor, except, well, for obviously Doctor Who. So,
well, actually, I'm going to disagree with you in that. Honestly, there's a similarity between the Muppet Show and Monty Python. There's a lot of that basic physics. So the quick quick wit kind of stuff. And,
I could see that.
And the Muppet Show is more British humor than American humor, believe it or not.
Yeah, I could definitely see. I could see where that would be true. So
I never thought of that.
I really wish Disney Plus would do a Muppet Show. Disney owns the Muppets, right?
Oh.
Yep, and it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
like a new one though.
No, I think it's the older stuff. Maybe I haven't really had a chance to check it out.
I think they did a new one.
They should
not long ago.
They had the new Muppet
movies,
Show.
Yeah. I'm talking about just like
the movies.
Okay.
Because the last one that they did,
like the original.
Yeah. I think they tried
It
to
was
bring
on-
it back in
They
2000.
tried to reboot it.
They did. It was
Yeah.
on. It was. Yeah, it was. It was on NBC, if I remember correctly. I think.
Yeah.
But it did. Unfortunately, it didn't get very far, and I was kind of bummed out about that because honestly, it was.
Phenomena. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, precisely. So, but yeah, for me, this is up there with the great comedy movies of all time. I mean, it's right up there with Mel Brooks's library of comedic hits that he's made throughout his career.
Is that High Anxiety?
And-
Oh my God. Yes.
History of the
Yeah.
World.
Oh,
Yes.
got it. Got that one. Got Blazing Saddles. Got Young Frankenstein. Got History of the World. Got Spaceballs. But there are so many I don't have, and I need to get them because, unfortunately, eventually, Mr. Brooks is no longer be with us, and that's gonna be a sad day.
Yeah.
That's gonna suck major butt. And to the chat, NetCat, welcome, speaker, Stories of Irish, good evening, and to my wonderful. I know she doesn't like me saying this, but to my wonderful moderator, Shea Storm Dragon, mother of mods, you're awesome, and she's a great mod. And Kathy has been modded for me. Classics is modded for me. So, and I'm almost at 230 subscribers, and I just want to say to everybody, thank you. I couldn't have gotten here without y'all. So, but back to the topic at hand. I think honestly, the opening scene sets a very high mark for this movie because you have this movie just hits the ground running and it doesn't let you catch your breath. At least I don't think it does. And
Are you suggesting coconuts migrate?
Is it the African swallow or a European swallow?
Where did you get those coconuts? They were going to have horses in the movie, but they just couldn't afford to have them. So they decided to do the coconut thing, which of course turned out to be just so much more hilarious.
Yeah. And I love the fact that they have these little footmen following them around.
Patsy.
Yeah, Patsy. Nick, I did too. Thank you, and too.
Yes.
Yeah, played by Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, it's just a model. But then, of course, you've got the scene where Arthur and Patsy encountered the people without a lord. Well, who lives in that castle? Well, nobody lives in that castle. Well, who's your lord? We don't have a lord. How can you not have a lord? Well, we just don't. We have vote for a person every so often, and poof. And
that introduction is great though, because he calls him old woman.
My name is Dennis.
Like, man. I couldn't just call you old man. Well, you could have asked.
Yeah. I'm only 37.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you get the argument between Arthur and the one guy, and he's like, "You cannot derive supreme power by having a moistened bit throw a scimitar at you." If I went around telling somebody that someone threw a scimitar at me, they'd call me away, call me mad. Sorry, I don't mean to quote this movie, but I know it so well. So anyway, guys.
Sorry there. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies that, like, I mean, that they're so, like, they're burned into probably all of our memories so well that
Yeah.
yes.
Well, you've got like a Dr. Demento kind of there. Kinds of things stick. Well, because
Yeah.
you know, if you get around, oh my gosh, you get around bored dudes, it's gonna start quoting stuff. I've been to D games where if the game is going badly because everybody reverts to quoting Monty Python at some point if the game is going bad.
Right.
Comics,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm talking, you know, and then you get the additions, you know what kind of caliber is. I mean, really, and then you've got this argument +5 or +7. You know, that's just sorry.
Josh and Rebecca Momini, y'all are killing me here. Oh my gosh, this is great.
So many
Well, and honestly, I think that's it is.
Yeah,
It really.
yeah.
I cannot think of anyone who, well, except for maybe my wife, because she gets annoyed at me when I start quoting the knights. Those certain knights who say that certain line. She does.
My Courtney has been mad all day because I've watched this a couple times to get ready for it. I've been walking around the house quoting Monty Python, and she's just been like, "Oh my God, is this gonna ever end?"
Speaker, we'll get to that.
How can you not walk around your house quoting stuff? It's just so much. Me crazy. I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
No.
Sorry.
Kathia.
No, she really loves it, but she just gives me a hard time for it.
The first time me and Madam Ambassador watched this, she's like, I don't like it. I was like, okay, why? She's like, I didn't particularly care for it. She's like, I didn't think it was funny. She's like, I just thought it was annoying. I'm like, what have I done? Who have I married? I'm kidding, of course. She's in the next room and she can probably hear every word I'm saying, and she's like,
that was the base humor of that whole scene with the Knights at NEEE is that they were annoying. That was the point, you know, because you got you have the same kind of reflect in a episode of Los Espookys when you have there was like it was like a repeat. You have a character who is so obnoxious it's uncomfortable to be around them because they really honestly don't understand how obnoxious they're being. And so I mean what you can do is laugh, or at least it isn't. That is in my opinion, and that's what that is the awkwardness of the situations, because you have awkwardness in every single iconic scene in not just this movie, but you also have those awkward moments in the Flying Circus. You have those awkward moments in the life of
Brian.
The basics, in my opinion, this is a lot of the basic humor that is coming out of these. Was that there's this ridiculous awkwardness. That's just me though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
I wholeheartedly, Kathia, I wholeheartedly agree. Go ahead, sir.
Oh no, like in like 2 or 3 scenes, there's a lady in the background beating a cat against something. You know, that's very awkward.
Well, and I think they handled when you have the interaction between Arthur and those 2 peasants, as he called filthy peasants. Oh, now we really see his true colors.
Oh, what a giveaway. Did you hear that?
Yeah, we'll deal with the giveaway. Did you hear that? I just the fact that they talk about and Jeff B, you're killing me here, man. Bring out your dead. I'm not dead. What did he say? He says, I'm not dead. You'll be stone dead any minute now. I am not dead. I think I might go for a walk.
And now, now that I think about there was another scene in Monty Python that's pretty iconic as well, and is in one of the newest episodes of Miracle Workers Dark Ages, and that's the monks with when they're banging their head on the om nom dem de patrie thunk, om nom de patrie thunk. You got that long. A whole not it's still British humor, but it's a whole separate show, and it's still being repeated in our modern stuff. Hey Kitty, how are you?
Yeah. And here's our final guest for the evening, unless somebody else decides to pop in, Miss Moira Kitty herself. Welcome, Moira. Glad you can make it.
Thank you. Sorry I'm late. I just don't have my shit together.
It's okay.
Like, I'm not even going to pretend. Like, I just don't have my shit together.
It's okay. We all have those days, believe me. So don't feel bad.
Often regular for me. I did a little apocalypse shopping.
Oh, we're not gonna die. It's not gonna turn into the beginning of this movie. Bring out your dead. Regarding the dead.
Oh, you will be. You'll be stone dead in a minute.
I feel happy.
She waved as much as a duck. And like, fair cop. And they drag her off. And I'm like, the idea that anybody ever thought someone was made out of wood. I'm like, and the opening credits are so great. Like, the people who just did that interpretation has been fired. More shit happens, and it's like, oh wait, the people who did the firing are now fired as well.
I must have missed that.
I had almost missed it. Like, my daughter's Aunt Jazzy, who's like that part of the family is proficient in Monty Python. It was like, no, look, and I looked at him like, oh geez. I started realizing, like, you almost never really pay attention to the front credits. Like,
yeah, we haven't gone very far and everything into the discussion. So.
Oh, okay. I thought I was trying to get caught up. My bad.
No, you're good. You're anything. We've just barely gotten into the first scene and everything with Arthur and the peasants and the Josh and Rebecca.
Because some watery tart throws a sword at you that you can just do whatever you want.
So, it's just some watery tart.
A moist bent. He also called her a moist bent. And I'm like, I've never heard that term.
What the heck?
That's what I'm saying. And not to be overly shocked, but somebody has actually got a profile pic of Phantom of the Paradise. That's obscure reference.
There she is.
Oh, there she is.
I think you're the first person who's actually recognized it.
My mother liked that movie. I saw pieces of it, and I was like, what the blue fuck is this shit? It was weird. Like, it just wasn't my subgenre, I guess. But I recognized it. It just took me a second. I'm like, I know that look. That's also oddly familiar.
That's a quit it. Oh my gosh, we're never gonna get through this movie.
That movie almost didn't get through the movie because some dude rides by and gets this historian right across the throat with a sword.
I know,
so
right?
Police officers going, what in the hell's going on?
What the heck happened here?
And so they start chasing, start arresting the King of the Britons and everybody. I'm like,
no. That's an offensive. He's trying to wrestle away. We'll get to that part. We will get to that part. We're jumping way ahead here. We will get to that part. Although this movie,
but there's a lot of things that just flow through this movie, like all the references to the swallows, all the way through the movie. You get callbacks all through this movie. So everything is bad.
African swallows don't migrate. Oh, that's a good point there.
Well, and one character that I don't think gets a whole lot of love is the three-headed knight. I love the three-headed knight.
But that's like two of our regular people, I think, or two or three of the regular, like the King of the Britons, and like,
Yeah.
oh shit, someone's gonna be at my house in 30 minutes.
Hey, Brian Hill, welcome. Glad you could join us, sir.
Which Brian?
Thanks for coming.
I can't see the chat.
Brian Hill.
Oh,
Yeah, Brian Hill, Master of
okay.
None.
Well, hi,
Master of
Brian Hill.
None.
I'll have to add another Brian to my list.
Yeah, I'm a growing. I'm almost at 230 subs.
Nice, rocket.
Cheers.
I have coffee.
Sir, Josh and Rebecca, quit it. Okay. Back into the first scene again. Good. Oh, hey, here's one. Get on with it.
Yeah, everybody
another
get
recurring
on with it.
thing.
God's saying, get on with it.
Get on with it. Get on with it. Get on with it. Get on with it.
Bad zoot.
We'll get to that part.
I'm all over the place. So was that movie.
Yeah, it really was. I mean,
Okay. Kathy's having trouble. She's getting nothing but digitalization on her end. Shoot.
I
That
mean,
stinks. Her signal sometimes bops in and out, unfortunately, which sucks. So, okay, here she is. She's back again. Gathia, can you hear us? Gathia? Maybe I need to go off cam and see if that helps. Gathia, can you hear us? Can you hear me?
I had to leave and refresh.
There
I was
you
getting
are.
a huge amount of digitalization.
tell somebody to hang up the phone.
Yep,
You're on the
I'm here.
internet.
Okay. All right. No. Okay. It happens. It happens with all of us. Don't feel bad. So,
I made the same AOL type joke to one of my friends the other day when they were on the stream and he was like having issues.
yeah. Thoughts on the scene with Arthur and the peasants?
Oh,
What
and
do
they were
y'all
like, don't, I didn't vote for you. Don't tell me to shut up. I love that scene. Like, wait, so we're using violence now, huh? I actually know somebody that sounds just like Oddly. Like, I saw that scene, I immediately thought of them. I'm like, he'd be the one saying this to the police officer. I fucking know he would.
Mm-hmm.
But even though it was a joke, they were kind of right though. Like, kind of I didn't vote for you. Who put you in charge to tell me what to do? So like the anarchist in me, and to clarify, anarchist, I'm not setting fire to Starbucks and shit. I just mean I don't like being told what to do for no fucking reason. Some people have an odd idea of what they think anarchy is, and it's like I'm not talking about like chaos in the streets, just the lack of governing. We should be able to monitor our own behavior.
Well, it's also cool thinking about when it came out in 1975, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll go with you on it.
But that time
75.
period, and
yes,
that's right.
That old. It's older than me by 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel a little better. I was born in 81.
79 here.
No.
Oh, you're only you're younger than me.
Yeah.
Syndicate comment. Yeah, a syndicate. I can't pronounce that for shit, right? Yeah.
Syndicast.
And now that I see the profile pic,
am I the oldest one in this room?
Kathy, you might be.
What'd you say?
She says she's the oldest one in this stream.
76er.
You are now. No,
I'm older than you then.
Like, none of us have aged. We've leveled up.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh my goodness.
She's got such a cute little cackle.
She does. This is not me. This is not me and Kathy's first.
Like, I'm sorry, Ambassador, but you have something you must understand. I know you're trying to keep this orderly, but we're talking about Monty Python. There is nothing orderly about conversations about Monty Python.
I know. But I'm
Just throw the quotes out there.
This is not the G20 summit we're having.
I know. I just like to try and have some sort of flow. But I guess with this particular movie,
We're
you
sticking
can't.
to the same movie.
Yes, we are. So
So there we go. So it's not too bad.
no,
The movie goes on its own tangents.
and how,
We wouldn't be doing it justice if we didn't.
Okay, I'm just gonna. What the heck with it? We're just gonna talk. I'm just gonna toss my script out the door.
Yeah, just tell us some of your favorite scenes.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Everybody, if you want to chime in, just say, "Hey, Ambassador, zip it for a second."
Actually, I would just raise my hand. I'm not going to tell you to be quiet on your own channel.
I know. But not everybody's on screen so that they can raise their hand. So
Go ahead.
Well, okay, they might say, "Excuse me," then, or "Hold on."
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I get it. We get it. Nick can't. Yes, I know. I picked this movie. I know, but I love this movie so much.
It is good.
The Black Knight.
Oh, God bless him.
The Black Knight.
Nobody has more dedication than that bastard. I'll bite your knees. No, it's not.
I really loved
tis a-
watching this. Every time they hacked him, there was blood just went everywhere.
Oh, it was
And
great.
the human body does not work that way. To quote Han Solo, the Force doesn't work that way.
Actually, if a person's adrenaline and blood and heart is pumping hard enough in a fight, it would actually spray.
Yeah,
But
it could.
He would have lost consciousness in probably less than a minute.
Yeah.
But it is a funny show. So the blood spatter is not necessarily off, but everything else is complete silliness. That's the only time I've ever seen that kind of blood spatter, and it's hilarious. Like how they made some gruesome
awkwardness of the situation because you've got it's splattering on them, I mean, they've got it pumping to the point where it's splattering on their faces and it's showering on awkwardness,
It's gross and funny. It's like, oh. Exactly. Yeah. So Steve, she weighs as much as a duck. And I'm like, and turns out she actually was a witch. And she's like, yeah, it's fair. I'm like, didn't see that coming. And they put that weird parrot nose on her and shit. Like,
she turned me into a newt.
I
got better. And of course, we have the introduction of Sir Bedivere, the most intelligent of the knights, and that's not saying much.
Oh my God! And the Trojan rabbit scene. And like here, so we're supposed to jump out after nightfall. You're supposed to jump out of the rabbit, and they realize they didn't get in. I'm like, oh God.
So if you build a wooden badger.
And how in the hell does anyone catapult that thing? Like, what kind of catapult do they have?
I don't think they had a catapult. They may have had a trebuchet for that sucker.
Well, they were throwing cattle.
It's a trebuchet.
Yeah, they probably had.
That's trebuchet. That's actually how they would take dead animals and put them in the trebuchet and then throw them over the castle walls.
Yeah, that was one of our first, I believe, bio warfare tactics in our history.
Yes.
And if you don't remember the design of a trebuchet, Moira, did you see Return of the King? Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Hang your head in shame.
I only watched it for the blonde elf.
It's okay.
Hang your head in shame.
I only watched a little bit of it for
Orlando Bloom. What?
Orlando Bloom. I mostly
Adega, you have not seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
No, he hasn't.
We can no longer.
Wait, who?
We can. Adega, outlaw.
Adega, yeah.
Hang.
Adega.
We can no longer. Adega,
I told on him.
Adega, I thought I knew you.
I'm a
I called you brother.
Damn, bro.
And you did this to me. And of course, I'm joking entirely. I still love you, Adega.
By the way, he hasn't seen it. And Moira, you're obliged to see, like whether you want to or not. You're obliged to see it because it's like you just have to. Of course, people would say that about The Godfather, and I think I've watched one. Although, from my understanding,
it's definitely one for sure.
That and The Life of Brian.
Brian Hill. Classics or nerd luck. You've been silent for a few minutes. Y'all
lead on me.
Y'all want to feel free to chime in anytime. Honestly, classic. You know my you know me. We've streamed enough and everything. Sir Nerd Luck, come on, share, please share with the class. Share your thoughts. And Adega and Moira, I love you both. Still, I tease and fun.
While we're talking about it, we should probably mention that Terry Jones, of course, died about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
May he rest. I say this with all sincerity. May he rest
so it wasn't just Monty Python that he was known to do. He was also very involved in the Discworld productions and did Good Omen. That is you can see that on I think
it's on Amazon. I need to watch it.
That was such a good show.
Oh yeah, it's
like usually you see the previews and like that's the best it's gonna be, and then like
great.
He was so cute at being bad.
Way better
like
than
his idea of being evil was making a bad highway, and people would get like have trouble on in traffic, and I'm like, that's so cute. Right? That's not the life of Brian.
Well, okay, so yeah, the M16 in the Sigil of the Beast, and then later on fire, interstate caught infernal fire. How cool!
So it kind of worked out even worse than he thought.
Well, Terry Jones.
But the irony.
Go ahead, Classic.
Oh, sorry, but I was just going to say, but Terry Jones.
No, that's.
I think there's a lag.
Okay. Sorry,
having a hard time hearing.
Go ahead, Classic. By all means, please.
Well, I was going to say that Terry Jones, he actually became something of a historian, and he did a show on British television called Medieval Lives. That was actually very good. It sort of examined everyday life for different types of people in the Middle Ages to sort of clarify things and kind of challenge some of the stereotypes about it. If you're interested in that period, it's really good. I actually have it on DVD.
Well, that's the cool thing about Monty Python is all of them really went off and did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, everybody that was on those in that troupe and everything, they went on to have very good careers and everything, especially John Cleese. John Cleese was...
Yeah, Terry Gilliam is my favorite because of all of the movies that he's directed.
Yeah, they're all quite hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely.
But actually, I wanted to mention, in addition to Terry Jones, but Neil Innes actually died just a few weeks before he did. And Neil Innes was he was kind of an unofficial member of Python. Mm-hmm. And he actually had a lot to do with this movie. He wrote most of the songs. And he actually... He plays Sir Robin's minstrel, the guy who's singing Sir Robin, Sir Robin ran away. And he's the guy that gets, when they catapult the rabbit out, he's the guy that gets crushed underneath it.
I thought that was Patsy.
No, it wasn't Patsy.
And
Patsy, I think, survives.
He and Terry, or not Terry Gilliam. I'm forgetting which one now. But he did the Ruddles with well, God, I'm blanking on the name now. Eric Idle.
Oh man,
You're kidding.
No.
That's a
I love Eric Idle.
that's an
Eric Idle
interesting
is hysterical.
combination right there.
Yeah, and you could not have asked for a more comedic group of knights. Good death. And half of them get slaughtered by a stuffed rabbit.
Run away! Run away!
Run away! Run away!
Got sharp teeth.
It's got sharp teeth. It's a killer. It flies around. Look at all the bones.
Oh my God! Actually, occasionally we even make that reference. Like sometimes we find dust bunnies in the house, and I'm like, "Watch out! That is a killer dust bunny. It's got sharp teeth." And we like do that throughout. Every once in a while, we'll make up that Monty Python reference when we find something like that, and like kind of we squeeze it in where we can. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
That's what.
Like,
That's
even
what.
if I get a scratch, but I guess only a flesh wound.
Yep.
Sir,
Everyday quotability. That's what
yeah, this movie.
has.
Oh yeah.
This movie is good for what ails you if you're in the dumps, most definitely. But
Oh yeah.
and I don't know if the guys who made this movie realize the treasure that they absolutely gave us with this film.
I'm kind
Because
of glad
it is-
they didn't, because they might have tried to take it a little too seriously, and it wouldn't have been the same. Like they might have tried too hard because this is gonna be historical. Let's try a little harder.
Yeah,
But
I think
them just being
usually,
silly did it.
yeah, when you make something great, I think more often than not, it happens kind of on accident.
It
Yeah.
happens. It just organically becomes a classic.
There are some
Yeah.
things that that the author clearly wanted to make something special, like Lord of the Rings or Dune or something like that. But I think most of the time when people hit on these things, it's kind of a accidental.
Right. Well, the different genres, like Lord of the Rings,
Either
like,
that
it
or the
was
big
fantasy,
bag
but
of
they
weed
wanted-
they smoked when they wrote it.
That may have also helped. A special kind of grenade. Oh my God, that Catholic
Really?
priest.
Hey, wait a minute.
More, no less than 3. That's
do
the
have the-
longest
we do-
instructions for using a grenade I had ever heard. I'm like, oh my God.
Like, yeah. Well, Brother Maynard, bring up the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. Whole Book of Elements, chapter 3, verses 3 through 17.
I've been to that ceremony.
And
Wow.
the
Baron
people
of Batavia has to check on the grenade or the Antioch, and they every like I said, every 5 years to make sure that the still functional.
I don't even know what to
Okie dokie
say to
then.
that.
So wait, you're saying that the holy hand
Most
grenade
people don't.
is a real thing?
I haven't.
Well, they might have made it a thing
In
after the movie.
Antioch, every 5 years is brought out in ceremony to the Baron of Batavia to make sure that it's still functional, and he reports it back to the Baron of Batavia, who holds the actual grenade, unless of course the king used, which we hope he never does.
Blue, no, green. Or no, blue,
What?
no yellow.
Okay. And now we come across the weird old gentleman we saw in scene 37. What is your name?
Well, I was going to mention, I don't know if any of you saw Ready Player One, but the movie
I
was out a
haven't, but
couple
I
years
need
ago.
to.
But the holy hand grenade appears in that. One of the characters uses it, actually.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
No.
That's awesome. Now I have to watch this movie.
I've seen it. I think I've seen it, but I think I'm
Well,
gonna
the Holy
see it
Hand
again.
Grenade is a magical indeed too. In 2nd edition, 3rd edition, and I think in 5th edition as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, you had some contributors to D&D who loved Monty Python, which
Yeah, I think of all their work, I think that Monty Python and the Holy Grail is the one that had the most cultural impact, really, and it's been
yeah,
definitely
had the most effect on pop culture in general.
Oh yeah, totally. Because I love that creature that has all the eyes and the giant mouth, and it's two-legged.
And
the
the
only reason
animator dies, so it
And the
disappears
an-
so it can
and
continue.
the animator died.
That's hella convenient. I love it. That's like some fourth wall breaking shit before people even thought about the fourth wall.
Yeah, I mean, this whole movie is breaking the fourth wall.
Fourth, fifth wall.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But they're not. But the amazing thing is, they don't ever look at the camera when they break the wall. They just do it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They just
it's a
do.
movie.
Yeah, exactly. They wrote the fourth wall breaks into the film.
It's actually like a plot line through the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So that constable or whatever it would be.
And there's no
Right.
punch.
Oh,
No,
hell no. It wouldn't be the
one.
same if they
Not a one. And I just, oh man,
That would have been a funny spinoff, like them in court.
did. That would have been great.
Well,
Them all going, galloping in there with their
I hope they
coconut
don't
shells,
repeat
galloping
that.
in there in front of the judge, trying to explain themselves.
Yeah, in
I
the on the commentary, they talk about writing the screenplay, and originally that kind of break where they kind of enter the modern world, that was originally going to be like halfway through the movie. Like the last half of the film was going to be all of that, but they minimized that in rewrites.
yeah, and I think I'm actually kind of glad they did, because
Yeah.
the movie ends so anticlimactically. They get to the castle where the Grail is, and then everybody gets arrested.
And it's just black screen. It's just
I know.
music.
And then it's just Oh, good grief. Let's see. Oh,
I wish
we
YouTube didn't have such a stick up its ass. It'd be funny to kind of have the movie going on in the corner and be like Mystery Science Theater 3000 making comments and jokes through it.
Man, I know.
That'd be
I
so
know.
fucking great. Then we can do it the way you want to and do it in order, like as it's going along.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, Moira, it's good this way, because also we can just hit upon the parts as we do it, because sometimes you just need to go non-linear with a movie or a show or whatever,
Right.
and this is one that is just formatted perfectly for a non-linear discussion. But there's one group of characters, or one character particularly, we have to talk about.
the knights who say nee.
No, we'll get to them. There's one other, the French taunter.
I shall taunt you a second time. I'm French. Can't you tell by my absurd accent?
What are you doing here?
None of your business.
What?
And I think we
Your father
skipped.
smelled of elderberries.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberries. And
Considering how everybody smelled back then, I think smelling like elderberries would be a compliment.
Yeah, no kidding.
You'd think. The hamsters.
Yeah, because they
like,
I fart in your general direction.
Yeah, I felt
No,
Felt in your
the
ginger-
elderberry
That
comment
water.
is because elderberry wine. He was making a comment on
Oh.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
probably still an improvement over body odor, though. But yeah, okay, I did not know that. Now, okay. He was calling his dad a drunk. Actually, no. That makes way
Yeah,
more
and
sense.
he,
Like,
um,
telling
he
somebody
had-
calling
he
elderberries,
had-
that's big. Sounds like
he
a
had-
drunk.
Dang it,
intercourse
all
with
to
a-
hoo-ha. I'm getting so much digitalization.
What? So, you said about hoo-ha? What?
She's getting so much digitalization.
She's having audio problems.
She's having She's having audio
I thought
problems.
you said her hoo-ha was getting a lot of digitalization. I'm like,
Don't ask me. She's. Oh goodness.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yes.
yeah.
All those cartoon cutscenes.
I
Oh,
know.
man,
The,
so
the cartoon.
Like,
so
the car-
weird. Love it. Oh, I think my friends are here. I may have to dip.
Yes, Adega, that is true. Right
But I
now,
love
my
y'all.
sat is sending me a really bad signal.
I love everybody, and if y'all are still
I'm
going,
Okay.
already
I'll try to hop
refreshed. I don't know what else I can do.
Thanks, Moya, for coming in. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
on. Mwah, to all. Love y'all.
Bye bye.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see it now. And they were forced to eat Robin's minstrels, and there was much rejoicing. Yeah. Josh and Rebecca, you have been on with the quotes tonight. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And then there were 4. Yeah. I'm kidding.
Get
I
on
love
with it.
Moira. Get on with it. Oh, Sir Galahad. Sir Galahad the
Oh.
Chaste. Yes.
Where'd Moira go?
She had some friends come to visit. She said she'd come back in if after her friends left. So,
Aw.
but we shall soldier on like good knights of the round table. Sir
Yeah, so
Ambassador.
that scene's real funny. The Sir Galahad, the chase,
when he's in the
the castle of
Okay.
Anthrax.
I'm going to try to
Castle
refresh
Anthrax.
again and see if maybe it'll.
Here, Moira, let me try. Moira, Kathia, let me try something. See if it doesn't help. Or I think that way I'm off camera. Maybe that'll help with your help on your end. Does that help any at all? I don't know if she can hear me. Hopefully she can. I hope she can.
Dang it. Hold on.
Oh goodness.
Okay.
Kathia, can you hear me now? Carol, can you hear us?
I can. Yes, I can.
Oh,
Wow,
okay,
okay.
good. All right. Hey, good. Groovy.
That's
Awesome.
Yeah, totally groovy.
I just had to
I
go
can
off
dig
camera.
it.
Ooh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Sir Galahad the Chase in Castle Anthrax. Man, what a scene.
Yeah.
Gets a little risque there, doesn't it?
Dressing, undressing,
Dressing,
And you'll have to spank
taking
us.
long baths.
Yes.
creating exciting
I deserve
underwear.
a spanking too. And me.
And me.
Woo, I deserve a
And
double
me.
spanking.
The guy from 50 Shades of Grey would have loved Castle Anthrax.
That darn Sir Lancelot, though, comes and pulls him out.
Oh man,
You're in great peril.
I want to say and face the peril.
No, it's too perilous.
Oh, shut up and go away. I'm also lonely.
And then her reaction when Zoop's reaction whenever they do leave. So, oh,
She's like, oh shit.
Oh, shit.
And then of course you have when they actually do have a fourth wall break, and she's talking to the camera, and everybody's like, "Get on with it, get on with it, get on with it." Even God says, "Get on with it."
Get on with it.
And I think most everybody in the streaming on here knows I'm a Christian, but honestly, I find the little pokes at Christianity. I am not offended by them, because sometimes, oh goodness, I think the British do it best. They just do it better than us Americans, or as they call us Yanks. because we have no sense of balance
I mean,
when it comes to humor sometimes. So
Yeah, that first scene with God is.
if you,
Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
When Sir Arthur gets the quest from God, he's like, so there's no groveling, no apologizing, and no averting the eyes.
yeah,
So
I know. It's just cut it out and just talk to me. I may be your creator, but it doesn't mean you can't look upon me. For heaven's sake.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly how. Go ahead.
No, I think you're probably going to make the same point that that's a nice attitude to have.
Well, yeah, because in modern Christianity and certain denominations, it isn't that we haven't lost the reverence or the respect for God, but with the development of Christian theology and everything, we haven't diminished his supremacy, his omnipotence, and so on, but we've made him a little more relatable. And I think that's what they tried to do in this movie, was make God just a little more relatable, make him a little less scary, break down some of the general conventions of how Christianity is viewed, as particularly there in England and everything. And I thought it was a nice comedic moment. I was not offended. Even back then, I wasn't necessarily the most devout of Christians. I mean, I went to church and whatever, but even now that I am very much back into the faith and everything, those moments don't particularly offend me. I think if you can't have a little humor with your faith, then your faith is very, very weak if you're going to be overly offended. So,
Well,
really,
I don't
Brian,
think
interesting.
Statement that God out. I think that's the. I think Ambassador. I think you're right. You know, just that we have the ability to laugh at ourselves, so that our whoever they may be for any individual, so have a sense of, and I think that's what they were trying to reflect as well.
Yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think they do it in a way that's where they're going out of their way to insult it or anything like that. I do think they, I mean, what they do is whether it's the religion or it's the customs of that period or what you see in a lot of their humor is their humor obviously is pointing out some of the absurdities of life in general, whether it's religious views or cultural beliefs or what have you. You see a lot of the same thing in Life of Brian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine that is the case. I've never seen Life of Brian, but I may pick up a copy of that somewhere along the way and check it out. I definitely want to check out Meaning of Life because I've heard that one is also hysterical. So,
both of them are.
That's what I've heard about both of those. But I think Brian Hill got. Thank you, Brian. A 5-ounce bag cannot carry a 1 pound coconut? Well, they could and everything if there's two of them.
If there's, what are they going to do? Hoard it under their dorsal feather?
I know. Laden or unladen. Oh, chat! Thank you so much tonight. You all have been the chat. This is, I think, one of the. My chats have gotten better as I've gotten to do as I've done these streams. I swear, my guests have gotten. I've always had good guests. And I've always had great streams or great chats, but this is one of the best. I gotta admit, Ambassadorial Wing has just. I can't believe I came up with something such a flowery sounding title, and it's turned into something so relatable. But
if a European swallow could sing, what would it sing?
Something in Latin.
I've
Kinda like
got
the
a lovely
chanting.
bunch of coconuts. Deedly-dee. There they are, standing in a row.
Although that's a different type of bird, but yes. That's a good one. That's a great shark jump right there. Oh man. But let's see. What's another good part? Oh, there's
Well,
there's
Go
ahead, sir.
on that note, with the coconuts, like our introduction to the witch scene, Sir Galahad, whatever.
Galahad.
Yeah. No, the smart guy.
Bedivere.
Oh, Bedivere.
Bedivere. Yeah.
Bedivere.
Is sitting there with a bird trying to holding a coconut, trying to get it to take off. Remember?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Before they bring up the witches. That's what I'm saying. Everything gets called back, like almost like every scene.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, because they even poke fun at science and math, and Bedivere is supposedly the smartest of them, and he turns out to be a complete and total incompetent because he can't even make it across the bridge. No, wait a minute, he does make it across the bridge. Never mind, I was wrong. Why the hell did I say that? I don't know. But
we haven't talked much about Lancelot.
Yeah, we can talk. Yeah, absolutely, Sir Lancelot. Yeah, considering that's your avatar, Sir Lancelot.
Right, yeah. So it's actually like my favorite scene of Monty Python and Holy Grail. That whole scene. It starts out with the guards.
Oh
no, you stay here and make sure he doesn't leave.
Yes,
right.
That has got to be one of the best parts of that movie.
He doesn't enter the room. No, you make sure.
Oh yeah, well yeah, of course he's a god. Of course, of course, and of course the father, the Scottish father. Everybody said I was a fool to build a castle in a swamp, and then the first one sank, and then I built it again, and that one sank. And then I built it a third time, but that one stayed. And the son is such a sissy, to put it mildly. The son is such a sissy.
He does Broadway, man.
Kathy was mentioning earlier about how you can see D&D players in some of these characters, and I think Lancelot's probably the best one because he's just kind of a psychopath, basically.
He is.
Oh, yeah, he is the hack and slash archetype knight. If there was, I mean, he doesn't care about the quest. He doesn't ask around for clues. It's just balls to the wall, going in there, hacking and slashing, and then gets there and then can't figure out what's going on because he didn't do any legwork that you're supposed to do as a normal character. So yeah. I just got to on that one.
And he even hits the flowers on the wall.
I know.
Yeah. Take that flowers.
Lancelot's a murder hobo.
Yeah.
He's a murderer. Okay. I'm gonna say this, and I don't. Most everybody knows I don't.
It's a D&D.
Not only is he a murderous psychopath, he's a cockblocker. And I don't generally use that type of language. Most everybody knows it.
That too.
He does. He's a cockblocker. He's a CB.
Galahad wanted to face the peril.
Yeah, and he probably would have enjoyed the peril. In a matter of speaking.
Well, the thing I think of with Lancelot that always kind of cracks me up is when his footman Concord gets shot with the arrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then of course he makes this great vow to avenge him, but the guy just kind of refuses to die. He's like, I think I might pull through, sir. Oh, I see. Very well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it
Absolutely.
still helps him though, you know. It helps him finish his where he's like, in my own special idiom, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And then that gets called back later at the end of the scene where Sir Lancelot gets ready to swing off the stairs and he can't figure out the way. And
I know.
Dramatically, sir. Yes.
And he's like, I'm here to save the fair maiden. I am the fair maiden. You're a boy. You're a man. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're a man. Oh, are you going to still rescue me? He's like, no. And the father comes in. He's like, what the hell did you do? You murdered all my guests. You killed the bride's father. You slaughtered my guests. How dare you? He's like, well, I'm just trying to save the fair maiden. He's like, it's not a maiden. That's my son.
That father needed to be on Game of Thrones.
Oh, man.
Well, you can't have a medieval wedding party without it.
Yeah.
Sure you can, but it wouldn't be as much fun.
That's a boring
That's the
wedding.
only way I want him now.
I seek the Grail. Of course, I'm going back to Sir Galahad. I seek the Grail. All we have is a Grail-shaped beacon at the top of the castle.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Wicked,
I think
evil,
the hardest that I laughed in this movie was when the wizard Tim.
Oh man! But here's the thing: his name wasn't supposed to be Tim; it was supposed to be something else entirely.
Was it?
But it was still Tim the Wizard.
Yeah, but it was something else entirely. But they just it was. So there are some who call me
Tim.
Of all things.
Lose it.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Guys.
He's the one that leads them to the
That's
castle,
my
or the cave, not the castle, the cave and everything where the Grail's supposed to be. And he could have killed that rabbit at any time. Any time at all.
No, you can't kill that rabbit. That's iconic myth, right? There is nothing more frightening than a white rabbit near a hole a man could, or at least a small girl. You see, that's the direct entrance in underworld. So mythically speaking, pagans at that point. That has nothing. I'm okay. So from a different perspective, okay. So because you had lots of Christianity jokes, but this rabbit one, that's actually a.
Okay. Honestly, I legit did not know that. So thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I guess that's why I find funny as I do, is because it is, and that's the reason why the wizard can't kill the rabbit, because the rabbit is
killed a rabbit.
Well,
killed a rabbit.
Oh, classic! Killing me, man. Oh man,
you can't kill the rabbit.
Sure you can. You can kill the rabbit. But it just wouldn't be as much fun. It wouldn't be as much fun as to see that little stuffed rabbit ripping throats out of our heavily armed men.
Yeah.
1, 3, 1, 2, 5, 3, sir. 3. I love to push the Bramble wall. Oh, that's great. Camelot. 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 It's a land.
It's a silly place.
On second thought, let's not go to Camelot. It is a silly place.
It is a silly place. And that song and the choreography, oh man, that was brilliant. I laughed. The first time I saw that, I laughed.
The guy on the outside of the castle.
Yeah, Neil Innes wrote that song. He wrote the Camelot song.
Well, and this movie has some great songs. I mean, you got the Camelot song. You've got the Camelot. Oh, for heaven's sake! I know there's at least one other song, isn't there?
Yeah, there's Robin the Brave.
Yeah, all the songs for Sir Robin. Yeah. Sir Robin, who almost fought the chicken at Bristol.
Sir Robin ran away.
Brave, brave Sir Robin. God, I never.
Robin ran away.
Who else wanted to eat their heart?
Robin was actually the one that ran away from the three-headed knight. If you remember, and he's the one that fled.
No, Brian's got that wrong. We eat ham and jam and spam a lot. It's ham and jam and spam a lot.
Yeah, it is ham and jam. Yeah.
Ham and jam and spam a lot.
Has anyone seen the stage show, the Spamalot musical?
I haven't, but I heard it's awesome.
Oh, Spamalot! Oh my gosh! No, I wish I had. Yeah,
I haven't seen it either. I'd like to watch that.
It's new songs in it, and me too.
Oh man, yeah, I'll definitely have to if they ever do a revival or if it's ever comes to anywhere near.
Well, they can't. They can't. Terry Jones is gone. I mean, get out of the original set, and there's nothing more we can.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there's redid, mastered directors set, deleted interview.
Well, that's what I have. I think
everything that we could possibly get out of this particular.
Yeah, and that's the longevity of this movie is nothing short of amazing, and that is the truth of it. Because it is timeless. And that's why I love talking about old movies, because old movies are timeless and they're great. And the good gentlemen at the Monty Python comedy troupe, they have given us so much joy, and I am so incredibly grateful. You have saved our lives. We're so incredibly grateful. Get away from me. If anybody can get that reference, you get a gold star and a cookie.
I don't know.
The little green aliens from Toy Story.
Oh.
It's okay.
Yeah.
The claw.
The claw. The claw chooses who will go and who will stay. Could you imagine?
Come on.
Always look on the bright side of life. Life's a pile of beep if you really look at it. Oh my gosh, we're having this is so much fun. I'm so glad
The song is really awesome.
I know. Oh man.
We should do, Ambassador, you should do the flying circus one too, seriously. Because that one deserves a whole panel all itself. Ministry of the Funny Walks, the Spanish Inquisition. Geez, it just goes on.
Yeah. I'll have to get a copy of Flying Circus because I don't own it. So Of all the
Life
things
of
I
Brian would be really good too.
yeah, definitely. But I've got a whole poll of stuff I've got to get through first before I can get back to Monty Python because
Yeah.
I like to keep my subscribers happy. I do. I try to keep my subscribers happy and everything, and they voted on stuff, and I'm going to cover it. I will say I love the monks, the chanting monks that bash themselves in the head with the board. Jesu Domine. Whack! Dona Jesu Requiem. Whack! Jesu Domine. Whack! Dona Jesu Requiem. Whack! Oh,
If you look close,
Written on the wood that they use.
I think there might
But
be, and I actually looked up a long time ago what those monks were actually saying in Latin because they weren't just speaking gibberish. I'm gonna have to look it up. So y'all talk for a few minutes, and while I do that,
well, about that scene, I've watched it very closely. There's actually one that is not hitting himself on the head. I think it's like the third on the bottom, second to the last row. And I think that's kind of funny. It's the little things about this movie. Random people in the background beating cats against the wall.
yeah.
All the little callbacks.
Well, there's always there's always one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I actually found it. The translation is Jesu Domine, Deus Requiem. Merciful Lord Jesus, grant us rest. And it's actually part of a standard Latin funeral rite.
Yeah.
And it's actually Gregorian. So, actually, you know what? I'll share that. I can share that on this. I can share stuff. I like to share. Sharing is fun. Unlike some people who are greedy and don't like to share.
That goes back to the sect of monks that believed that sect of monks believed that there was only a set amount of gold, and so if they suffered on behalf of other people, the amount of suffering in the world. Not sure Gink came up with that, but that's a real it's a Catholicism. It's a real sect of monks who wandered around and beat them. I believe, didn't they? What is it when the cat of nine when they flog?
It's what they call
flagellation.
It's called self-flagellation. You actually see, I don't know how many people have seen the Da Vinci Code, the one monk and everything that's actually albino, Silas. He does that. They do that in remembrance of when Christ was flogged and everything before he went to the cross.
The orders of these monks, they were usually named after the saint who founded them. So if they're Gregorian chants, I would guess it was Saint Gregory who probably.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's the classic. You're right on it. Yeah, and I know this because
necessarily Gregorian chants were used in different orders as base-based hymns and prayer. Gregorian chants doesn't mean that they're in the Gregorian order.
No, but the thing is, it was Saint Gregory that did found a certain sect of monks, but all monasteries, everything, or monastic orders who did do chants use the Gregorian chants more often than not. Your Benedictines, your Franciscans, your Dominicans, your Jesuits, they all used the Gregorian chants or anything because it was uniform across across the whole monastic system. So
we're probably putting more thought into this than Monty Python did. Really, I doubt we have to put that.
Oh, Two, welcome.
No, you
Glad
are incorrect.
greetings.
No, you're not. You're wrong. Terry Jones really was. He was interested in it. Eric Idle was interested in it. Terry Gilliam was interested in it. Michael Palin.
I'm sure they were.
Seeing in Monty Python was stuff that they were on because they were historical. Them had a passing interest in history, also in religion too. Because Terry Jones and Terry Pratchett had a very heavy interest in ideologies, religious kinds of things. No, we are not seeing this off the cuff because it's such a
because it's so passing and so fleeting the way they
actually does.
So no, Casey, I think what Classic was saying is just us here in the room, just us here in the stream. We were probably giving way too much thought, but I imagine the guys, everything that wrote all this out, they probably did have everything, as you have already said. They probably did have a very strong interest in all those subjects that you mentioned. So I have no doubt of that and everything, because if you care about something, you're going to want to give the time and attention that it deserves and everything. And the fact that they were historical reenactors or whatever, and they had an interest in different types of theology or what have you, they probably put that particular piece in there. One as a comedic bit, but also to kind of comment on the monotony in some cases of the Catholic faith, because you feel like you're beating yourself in the head with a board at times or anything, particularly with the certain iterations of the Catholic Church throughout the history of the Christian movement and the history of the church, because that's something I'm currently taking a class for. Is church?
I could never talk. That kind of thing. I have no experience with it. I can only come at it from an academic point of view. So I don't know.
No, that's okay. Well, we won't get into a big thank you on it tonight. That's not the point of the stream. But oh goodness. Ow. And of course you've got the crazy little old guy at the bridge of death. And the three completely nonsensical questions.
5 questions.
No, it's 3.
No, 3.
It was 3. It was 3 questions.
It's another callback from the Holy Grenade scene.
Holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Yeah. Where he
gets the number wrong.
3. He gets 3 mixed with 5 all the time.
If any other side ye see, what is your name? Arthur, King of the Britons. What is your quest? I quest for the Holy Grail. What is your favorite color? Please, thank you. Oh, 2 met. Okay, interesting. Yeah, my wife and everything is actually is Catholic herself, so. But and then of course you get, I think it's who's the other knight and everything, because Sir Bedivere makes it. Oh, for heaven's sake! And one of them screws up, and they get flung into the chasm of death, or the pit of peril, or whatever it is.
Well, I remember Sir Robin definitely gets killed.
Yeah, Sir Robin gets killed because he can't.
And I think it's Robin and Galahad.
Yeah, I think it is Robin and Galahad. I think Galahad is the first one to go. He's like, "Oh, I'm not afraid. I'll go, Josiah." And then, actually, Robin is the one who throws off the Inquisitor and says, "Who's the African European swallow?" And the crazy old guy's like, "I don't know." And he gets flown into the pit. And of course, they finally reach the castle, and you've got the French guys there.
Yeah, but first, Sir Lancelot's already arrested.
Yeah, he gets busted.
Yeah,
because they're looking for him. They're like,
well, the crazy thing is, I don't even think it's Sir Lancelot who kills the historian. I think it was a guy who was on a horse with a sword or whatever that killed the historian. And you're like, where the hell did this come from? What, a historian that they're talking about? He's talking about a castle, and this random guy just comes through and just goes. And you just have to imagine me putting my finger across my throat and everything, and it's the knight and everything. It's the throat of the poor old historian.
Yeah, so. I don't think the idea is ever a movie. I don't remember the
I don't think so.
There. It was just
nah. It's just a random.
Yeah, it's just a random historian. So yeah. Oh man.
Oh, but there's an intermission at with 10 minutes left in the movie.
Yeah, I know. You're like, what the heck?
It's just
completely out of random, completely out of left field.
Like,
that's
hey. They killed Robin Hood. Oh, depressing. I love Robin Hood. No, it's not Robin Hood. It's Sir Robin, the not so brave and kind of wimpy. Oh man! And those knights, I would have asked for better knights. I mean, I would have asked for better knights. Because those guys were completely useless. I mean, truly.
Well,
especially
you get that,
Sir not to be named in this film.
The thing is, he didn't even pay him. He did not even pay those.
And that's why I said you get what you pay for.
Oh goodness. But yeah, of course we cannot not talk about the knights who said "NEEE" and their quest for shrubberies. We are the knights who say "NEEE." We are no longer the knights who say "NEEE." Go ahead.
Guys, you're
New.
And then of course they go to the village.
Are you saying "NEEE" to that old woman?
Oh, what the when brigands can wander around saying "NEEE" to old women. My name is Roger. I am a shrubber. I deal in shrubberies. Shrubberies are my trade. We need a shrubbery. Oh, what economic depressing times these are when men cannot make and sell shrubberies. And I know completely watching the lines, and I feel so guilty. I hang my head in shame. And of course, it's Eric Idle's Roger the Shrubber.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm funny.
Okay. How funny? How? What's funny? Like, I'm a clown. I make you laugh.
Well, because
Funny how?
it just
Like I amuse you.
is.
Like I'm some sort of clown. I'm here to make you laugh. I'm here to amuse you.
It's
Kathy, I'm quoting Casino.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci. Oh goodness.
But again, that's
I'm
the good thing
sorry.
about Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You don't even got to quote it right to get for everybody to understand what you're talking about.
I know.
It's so great.
I know. It's
exactly.
Oh my goodness. And here I'm going to.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Katie, please.
It's the herrings. It's all
You must cut down the mightiest tree in the forest with a herring.
Herring.
I'm not
We
going to
want-
do that.
We want another.
Oh, please.
We want another shrubbery. But one decided with a little fence in front to give a nice little two-level feel to the whole design.
One that looks like nice and not too expensive.
Yes. Well, it looks nice. Yes, of course. And not too expensive, yes. If you do not bring us a shrubbery, none of you will leave this forest alive. Okay, everybody give me your best knee. Because I've done it a dozen times. Everybody give me your best knee.
Me. See, I like the guy after they changed.
No.
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 We are no longer the knights who say near. We are the knights who say icky, 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 zoo boy.
Me. See, that's my favorite one after he does the new name and the guy in the background still.
Yeah, I know.
No. And the fact that they cannot hear the sacred word or
Yeah.
what is it? The word that they cannot hear.
It.
Ah!
Me.
No, wait, I just said it.
It.
No.
Do it. Oh, wait a minute. That actually makes sense. Do it.
Oh.
Good grief. And of course, the fight choreography with the Black Knight. Can that be more absurd and lazy? They put more They put better fight choreography into the Last Jedi. Say again, Gathia.
Now will eventually add.
I think Katia cut out.
As a movie. Whatever, quote on, and the idiot chick on the side laugh, right? It has to be in a fanboy movie at some point. It's just as iconic as the movie itself.
Right.
Katie, I hate to say it, but you cut out partway through what you were saying, so you're going to have to repeat it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Kind of going off of that, though, I think I got
this
some
scenario,
of it.
This scenario is just as iconic as the movie. You got a group of dudes sitting around the table drinking Monty Python. One idiot chick beside him who's she can't speak. It's got to get in the movie at some point. I don't understand why this hasn't been made before. Is because Mario is the movie itself.
I did not think of that. Now, are you talking about us? Talking about this movie and quoting it?
No, just in general, I think.
Okay.
Well, I'm just talking in general. I'm talking in general because it's something. Okay, like I said, I've hung out with dudes for so long. I know what, and it's not really. It's like the doctor about. This is the stuff that fanboys do in their heads too. I know because fanboy in my head, and I've hung around this culture type long. It's not necessarily you specifically. It's just this is a scenario that reoccurs repeatedly.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a couple movies that kind of have that theme. Fanboys.
Yeah.
Totally. Have you seen that movie?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Oh, and there's also another movie.
Yes, but the problem with too Star Trek centric, or Star Wars. Sorry, Star Wars centric. It's a great movie. Don't get me wrong, but it's very Star Wars.
Yeah. Because we
it just kind of has a general kind of theme of kind of what you're talking about. Also, there's another one called a little bit less known than that one called Free Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a couple of guys that grew up watching Star Trek, and they idolized William Shatner, and he's like their imaginary friend growing up.
Okay.
So like he actually shows up. He's actually in the movie also.
Okay.
And like it's a rom-com. It's a romantic comedy, but it has that fanboy feel to it.
All right. Interesting.
I would highly suggest it. It's a really good movie, actually. There's a lot of kind of like Monty Python, where there's a lot of actually highly quotable scenes in it.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite is they're driving to a toy store to go look at all the new toys that just came out, and they're talking about movies, and the one guy says, "You do know that Annie Hall beat out Star Wars for Best Picture, right?" And like anytime I'm kind of talking about Star Wars, I always drop that line because it actually did, and it's funny.
Yeah, well, but who cares about Annie Hall?
I actually like that movie.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm being goofy, sarcastic.
But anyway, so Free Enterprise kind of has that fanboy feel to it.
Someday I'm gonna write a movie.
Oh well, where were we at on?
I don't know. I think this thing went off the rails a long time ago. I don't even think it was on the rails to begin with. But I think it was barely clean to the edge of the rails, and it just went.
It's just like Morgan was saying earlier. You know, the movie.
This is not the G20 summit. This is a live stream about Monty Python and the Holy Grail. She wasn't wrong. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
You got the logic of witches weighing as much of a duck.
Yeah, figure that one out. How the hell does a human being weigh as much as a duck?
It's fair court.
What? And what are witches made of? Wood?
It's a fair
Wood?
court.
No,
What
it
else
isn't.
floats?
It's
What
about as unfair as you can possibly get, but yeah.
What also floats in water?
Stones?
Tiny pebbles? Gravy?
Gravy. And of course, it's Arthur that comes out and says, "A duck,
A duck.
a duck." Quack, quack. Oh man! Ow!
She turned me into a newt.
I got better.
I got better.
They dress me this way.
No, we didn't. Yes, we did. We did. We put the nose on her face.
It's not my nose. It's a false nose.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, guys. I got
And-
I got nephews in the living room. Mom went out tonight, so I have had a great say. Thank you for inviting me. Classic Comics.
Thank you.
Again, great to be on a panel with you again.
You too, Kathia. Take care.
Sir, a lot. I was really glad to meet you. Hope we get to do a panel again later.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And Katie, thank
All
you
right,
again
plus
for being
5,
on.
y'all.
+5, whatever. 5x5, whatever that means. I have no idea. It's just her. It's her closing line. Yeah, guys, if you have not subscribed to Kathia Star's channel, hit that link and everything. So, oh man, well, guys, I can't think of anything we have not covered on this movie yet. So, have y'all got anything else?
Well, I kind of looked into him. I didn't realize Terry Gilliam did as many movies as he did that are really, really good movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The one that caught me off guard, because it's one of my favorite movies, is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I did not realize that he directed that movie.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Time Bandits?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
That's a really good. And that's got a, it's a really fun movie.
It's basically the same cast, right? They're all in it, right?
I think so.
No, I mean, I think a couple of them pop up. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I mean, it's not a comedy, but it's just really wacky in a way.
Then also he did Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heath
The
Ledger.
Adventures of Baron Munchausen was another one.
Yeah, I've heard of that one too, but I've never seen it. Tell you, for as many movies that I've seen, there are so many more I have not seen. Of course,
He did Brazil.
Yeah. And
yeah, because I remember that one being brought up, and there was a review of Jupiter Ascending that I watched, and it talks about Brazil and it talks about Terry Gilliam being in it. Man,
and 12 movies.
The Fisher King. He directed The Fisher King. That's another really good one.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's that with Robin Williams?
Robin Williams and what's his name? Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Which I remember at the time thinking Jeff Bridges should have won an Oscar for his performance in that. He was so good in it.
Yeah, he probably should have. I mean, I've never seen it, but I've heard good things about. I've heard good things about The Fisher King. And of course, you've got John Cleese as the new Q in the later Pierce Brosnan movies.
You mean John Cleese?
John Cleese, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Duh.
Yeah, he came in after Desmond Llewellyn, the actor who played Q from the start for all the movies up to that point. He finally passed away.
Yeah. Oh, Jens. Hey, long time no see, sir. Man, it's been a while.
Yeah, most of the Time
Right.
Bandits cast were little people.
I was not aware of that. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to go back and watch that now.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about how much stuff all the Monty Python people have been involved in, even to this day.
Have any of you seen A Fish Called Wanda?
Yes.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
John Cleese.
John Cleese? Doesn't it have Jamie Lee Curtis in it too?
Yeah.
Thought so. Oh goodness. Because all these guys have gone on to have very good careers and everything. So this movie was just a springboard for them, really. I mean, the whole Monty Python thing was a springboard for all of them, and they have most of them have had really good careers. So thank you, Monty Python. Whatever the heck it means, I have no idea what the name means, but dang, they're funny.
Yeah, I don't know the origin of the name.
I'd have to look it up. So
yeah, I don't know the origin of the name.
I know John Cleese was in something before called like something circus. It was like a traveling play or something. I can't remember the name of it.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, guys, I think we've pretty much run through this movie and everything, and it's been a good time. I hope you all have enjoyed it. I know I have. I think we're going to wrap up if y'all are good with that. I'm
good.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
So if y'all want to hang around after we go off there and you want to shoot the bull, we can and everything. But to the chat, to my wonderful past, Myra Kitty, Classic Comics, Sir Nerdlot, Kathia Star, thank you all very much for being here tonight. To my mods, to Shea Storm Dragon, and to Daga, well, for a little while he was here, thank you. To everybody in the chat, thank you for being here tonight. I haven't decided on a topic as of yet. I might actually take next weekend off because I was supposed to take my mother out this weekend for her birthday, but we had some things come up, so there may not be an Ambassadorial week next weekend, at least not on Saturday. I might try and do it Friday, just depends. But keep your eyes on my Twitter and everything. And yeah, again, everybody, thank you for being here, and make sure and hit that like and share button. And if you have not subscribed already, hit that subscribe and everything and what have you. And it's been fun. Thank you all for being here. And until next time, this is the Ambassador signing off.